Hello, hello, hello. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of minutes to get in here. And when this hangout is over, I want you guys to refresh and you'll see how many live viewers I actually have. So weird. It varies, it depends on the discussion, the topic. But YouTube does not show all of my live viewers. I don't know why they don't do that. I've been thinking about contacting them because it seems like some kind of weird technical area error. Hey guys, hit that thumbs up on your way in too for this discussion. I'm in the kitchen and I haven't done one of these vlogs in a while. Um, from my phone from the kitchen. It's been a while. So I wanted to speak about spiritual defenses against your stalker ex. And I know that there's a lot of young women and older women. I don't want to say old women, but older women that deal with stalkers. You can deal with a stalker at any point in your life. And the one thing that some people can't seem to grasp is that some of us are meant to have several lovers until we get to the right person. And there's people that have stalkers, and what's really sad is when you have a stalker ex that you have children with. That is the saddest thing, because stalking somebody ain't help the kids. And somebody that you may have mistakenly had children with, who is mentally ill and has a lot of mental problems, the probably fooled you in the beginning. Okay, see, I'm one that's understanding. Y'all ladies ain't gotta ever worry about no judgment coming from me, because there's a lot of people that are very judgmental, and they lack judgment, because what they'll do is they will say, oh well, this is your fault, why didn't you choose better, as if you're supposed to have control over who you choose. I don't think that it's necessarily about choice. I think that it's about something going on spiritually, is what I think. And spiritually with you, or either spiritually with that person. And hey, you know what? I'm not having it tonight. And I told you about this mess. I told you about that. Sorry, baby. You are constantly in line mode. I don't want to hear it. Sorry about that, y'all. My cat has been acting real weird lately. So anyway, I'm just gonna come straight out and say it. Your stalker ex, especially when they use spiritual work on you. Oh my God. I see it all the time in the cards, and it's hidden. I didn't even realize that for years, that somebody had put something on me. For years, I didn't realize it. And curses can either be done at an altar or they can be spoken. I didn't even realize it. Everything happens for a reason, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. The problem is when it's been 20 or 30 years and your ex, he's still following you around, following your social media around, stalking you and harassing you and trying to manipulate you trying to manipulate your current relationship. It's the most annoying thing ever. It's devastating because I feel like if we had less stalkers in this world, people would have better health, people would have happier lives. Stalkers create misery. That is what they are supposed to do. And if you look at that movie Misery with Kathy Bates, that's exactly what they do. They hold you hostage for years and years and years, and you ain't even got to be living in the same state as them. But and see, this is one of the reasons why there are some people that don't have social media at all. They just don't. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have an Instagram. A lot of people think that just because y'all see folks like me out here and stuff, that this is something that everybody does. Everybody don't have no social media. Because people are too tempted to give up information, and it's too easy to get information from social media. Now, it was always meant for me to be in the public eventually. It was always meant for me to do this, so I can't hide. Maybe eventually I'll be able to go into hiding, but for now, it's meant for me to be where I'm at. And so I'm not going to allow anybody to manipulate me, and I shouldn't have to hide my good news. I shouldn't have to hide, my friends from people. I shouldn't have to hide my man from people. Who wants to just be in a relationship and be in hiding? That's not right. Unfortunately, that's what some of y'all stalker exes will do. If you have an ex that is stalking you, depending on the level or the degree of witchcraft and mastery he or she is at, you're going to have to probably do them cleanses and cord cuttings every month. I'm not joking with y'all. This ain't no joke, because they never let go. And if you notice, I'm a high priestess, and I still have to do hella work just to get that stuff off of me. Okay? It's sad, but it's the truth. Some people just don't know how to go on with their life. They don't know how to move on. Maybe there's nothing to move on from. I know just recently, because my spirits come and tell me everything, and he's probably watching right now. But my ex, because I don't allow him to control me, his health is failing, everything is failing for him, his whole life. And the reason why is because he cannot pick himself up and move the hell on. He just can't do it. And my spirits are just going to keep knocking him down until he stops. Because I have to do work, y'all. Even the little bit that you see me doing, even the little bit that you see me doing, because see, what they do is they put so much dark energy around you. And see, this is the reason why you're attracting so many dark-sided people. And for me, I'd rather have somebody that's dark-sided than nobody at all. I'm sorry. So whatever it is, or whatever kind of resonance of love that I can get, I'm going to take it. Okay? I ain't about to sit up here and do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. My ex was violent. He was crazy. He was out of this world. He was all kind of stuff. And I wasn't going to stay with him. And it's people out there that will help them stalk you. You can't nobody contact me and get me to help them stalk their ex. I'm just not going to do it. If it's somebody that broke up with somebody and y'all broke up and you want to try to get them back, okay, fine. We'll do the work. It depends on what I see in the cards. But if I see that your ex is happy and that person just generally left because they, was not happy with you, I'm not going to do that work for you because that's not fair to that person's life. When I do a breakup spell on somebody, it's going to rip a hole in that person's relationship and it can leave people devastated. And I understand the spiritual ramifications from that. And that's why I don't do that. I don't even get clients like that. Most of my clients looking for generational hexing. Well, most of my clients are either experiencing or either they are about to experience the same experiences that I have had. And a person's intent can be very powerful. So, like, for example, if you ready to go on with your life and your ex ain't ready to let you go, then guess what? Some people can do magic with their mind. Especially if they mind ain't got nothing else to think about. Y'all have one of them exes that don't work. They don't work. All they got time to do is think about you all day. They ain't got to think about nothing else. And it's always going to be somebody there to help them because they homeless and don't have nothing. It's devastating. And see, I've talked to y'all about, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I release a lot of my emotional and my mental stress with sex, especially since I've gotten older. So to expect a human being to, because some of these exes just like, well, I don't want nobody else near her ever, and da 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 da. That's somebody that ain't never loved you. Because you know what? If I were married and I died, I'm going to wish a woman, unless my husband done killed me, then my spirit will want vengeance. But let's take a scenario to where you married and you happy and something happened to you and you love that person. Why would you want that person to just be alone for the rest of their life? It's equivalent to that. I couldn't do it to somebody. I would want that person to be happy while I move on to another reality. You see what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that kind of compassion. Okay? Even in the afterlife, they want you dead. And that's what's so sad about it. Some people will just, this is not love. This is beyond love. We done skipped past love a long time ago. Okay? Let me see y'all chats real quick. Hey, Loving It and Paula Long and Israelite Mommy and Doors of Perception. Star. Hey. Okay. Israelite Mommy said, yes, I have children by him. And you know what I can see? I can see him using those children against you. The children probably, or maybe they don't, have some sort of behavioral problem because of it, because that's what your ex wants you to do. Your ex wants the children to give you as much trouble as possible. And it's like their mind gets stuck. It's been 10 years since then. It'd be about 10 to 20 years. And your ex will still be tripping off of you, wanting the kids to mess up just so that it can hurt you. And see, I don't like that because that's you putting your own petty behaviors before the well-being of your own children. Makes no sense to me, but some people do that. I think that if you have children with somebody and y'all break up, as unfortunate as that can be, I think that the best thing is for the children and the mother to have somebody there to look after them. See, in social media, though, that's all we see is these few in between stories of somebody's crazy boyfriend or crazy girlfriend doing something to the kids. And in reality, that's not what happens most of the time. And so I think that people that use the children against you, I think that it was always meant for that person's life to be ruined in the first place. And they were probably going to ruin you and your children's lives if you didn't get away from them. That's just really how I feel about the situation. Sometimes it just ain't meant to be. You can't throw your whole life away. But I can imagine that it's been difficult finding somebody else. You got these male practitioners out there, girl, they'll put something on you for these men. You're just sick. As a practitioner, it is my job to tell people, hey, look, you're going to have to go on with your life. That's my job. I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, well, y'all been broke up for 10 years. I want to keep her, I want to keep it like that because it might be a chance that I might get back with that person. No, it ain't. I'll tell you, no, that person don't love you no more. They probably thought they loved you until they got to know you, and when they got to know your bad side, see, I feel like it's important for you to know a person's bad side first. Okay? Let me know your bad side first, because if I can deal with your bad side, then I can deal with you. But some people got a very, very, very dark side to them that will make them violent, act crazy. And I just don't like all that violence and stuff. Even though last night, I had a little bit too many glasses of wine, and I get irritated. I do. I get irritated when I think somebody is giving somebody else my attention. I don't like that. But other than that, I'm not a violent person at all. Okay? I don't like violence, and I don't believe in men beating up on women. I don't believe in that. I think when you do that, you're just being a bully. Okay? Now, if you got a woman that know how to throw them hands, then sometimes you do have to defend yourself. So I'm not completely against men when it comes to that. But I think that, when it comes to letting go of your ex, leave them alone. Damn, for whatever reason, they don't want you. You couldn't keep the stuff fresh in the relationship. You turned them off. It's something that you did that did not make them happy, and now they gone. Nobody broke you up. Nobody lit a breakup candle. You the one that did that. You the one that did that completed the action to lead to that situation not working out. You the one that did that. They didn't do it. Okay, they didn't do that. You did that. Hold on. Doors of Perception says, I have an ex and I do not have children with him and he wants to come back badly. Sound like you don't want him if you described him as your ex. Not the ex. Praying for mom to stop stalking me. Prayers for all to be protected from bad energy people. So your ex got his mom. See, and that's where your ex got that from his mama to be stalking people. That is just sick. There is no way that I would be sitting up here stalking anybody with any of my children. I'm gonna, and sometimes parents will encourage behavior in their children that is harmful to them. Because I believe that let me tell y'all something. I believe that even if you don't commit any acts of violence towards that person, and you're just constantly talking about them and putting bad energy out there about them, I think that there's some kind of karma that you're going to have to pay back for that. I really do. Because, a lot of us have spiritual gifts like myself. I'm very, very, very good at picking up on negative energy. You do have to protect yourself. You have to protect your mind. You have to protect your body, and you have to protect your spirit. And when you have a stalker ex, they will make your current relationship unstable. They will, just their energy. And depending on who you're dealing with, some of these folks will use black magic on you. And it's just so sad because you ain't never going back. You ain't never going. I know that for me, I ain't going back to my ex. In fact, I had to leave town to get away from all of the negativity because it was just constant negativity. Constantly. Kids getting chased home from the bus stop and weird stuff happening around me. I couldn't deal with it. I think it's something demonic about that. I think a person has got to be demonically possessed to do things like that, And I think that, especially if you got somebody that is using black magic, people need to start becoming smarter when it comes to somebody that either has children or somebody that has an ex that don't want to let go. Y'all got to start being more understanding as to what is going on and why that person is going through what they're going through and why you going through what you're going through. Because they always running around, eyes just painted and just eyes not painted, but eyes glued to your social media trying to see what you up to. It done been 20 years. 20 years. And that's not love. If I found out any of my exes was stalking me in social media 20 years later, I'm going to go ahead and put an hex on them and go ahead and finish them off. That's just how I feel about the situation. Because I feel like, hey, buddy, hey, listen, you've had 20 years to get over that situation. 20. It's time for you to just literally, seriously let it go. We'll be all over social media, bringing up their name. It's like, what in the world? I ain't talked to this person in 20 years. Let me tell you something. If it's been 10 or 20 years since somebody broke up with you and you call me and you ask them, well, have they been thinking about me? The answer is going to be no. Now, it'd be different if this person, maybe they was deaf, blind, or mute, or maybe they was away at the war or something, or it must have been some kind of extenuating circumstance. But if that person has made no effort to contact you, I don't even have to really look at the cards. I will look at the cards. I'll look at them. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, if your ex has not attempted to contact you in over 3 to 5 years, then it's over, probably over a year. Let's just say the way things is going now, maybe even 6 months. Okay, maybe even 6 months. That person ain't thinking about you. They not thinking about getting back with you. They done moved on with their life, unless something else is going on, like maybe they're in prison or maybe they're, tied to a wall in the basement or something, something extenuating like that. Other than that, that person, a lot of times, and I don't get too many people that ask that question either. I do not get too many people. And see, it scares me to know that somebody would take advantage of somebody that is in such a bad psychological state because you would have to be on some level either living in a delusion, for you to even think that that person, may want you back if it's been so long, you know? Okay, maybe after a year, maybe after a year, okay, it's been a year, the person has made no contact. And I'd say that pretty much means that it's over. But if it's been like 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, 20 years, trust me, that person has no plans on going back to you. And it may not even be nothing that you did. A lot of people always want to take stuff personally. It may not even be nothing personal. They just living their life. Maybe they've outgrown you. Maybe maybe you did do something that they didn't like. Maybe you did. I'm telling you, it's severe though, y'all. It is severe when somebody's still stalking you after 20 years. That's too long. That's too long. Okay, that's way too long. That's not even what you would be considered love. Like, what is it that you want from that person? Seriously. So, right. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm thinking about coming up with a stalker protection ritual, especially to people that are highly prone to being stalked, and people that are highly prone to people becoming obsessive over them. Okay. Uh, Hold on a minute. Hold on, y'all. All right. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. The situation can be very sticky, in particular for those of you that have children by your ex. Even the ones that you have children with that are over the age of 18, your ex can still be stalking you. And you be like, wait a minute, the baby is 20. And what you still doing stalking me? And that's not flattering. It's annoying. Nobody wants to see that. You got to get your own life together. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming your ex. In fact, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. I would see often in social media the past 17 years since I, had my youngest, my younger children, my daughters. And I would see people talking about the baby mama that stalks and harasses them. I've never been that type of person. Hold on a minute. Hold on. All right, y'all, I'm back. I would see that very often in social media, and for me, I've when it was over between me and my ex, I never bothered him. Never, not even about the kids. I never asked him for nothing. I didn't want nothing from him. I said I'll take care of my kids on my own. And that was because he was, kind of violent in the relationship or whatever. And I still have like a shell shock that to where and I'm working that stuff off of me, but I still have like a little bit of shell shock from that relationship, to where if I'm in love with somebody, I got trust issues, y'all. I do. I realize that those trust issues can be hidden very deep in us, okay? Mm. I'm still doing the cleanses and the core cuttings. I sure am. I ain't gonna never give up on my life. You can't never give up on your life. That's what they want you to do. You know, even if you ain't with them, they just want you to give up on life. Just ain't right. It really ain't. And they'll do everything in their power to try to get you in that frame of mind of just giving up, and they want you to always remember the stuff that they did to you, because they want your mind to be unhealthy. And I you know what, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I suspect that a lot of those people don't even know who or what they are. Some of them don't even know unless they just fooling you, but some of them have no idea what they represent in your life, and they just don't care. They just don't care, they have no human, level of human understanding, when they've done stuff like that to you. It's almost like it's just a game to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about the pain and the anguish that they caused in your life. The many, many nights of, sitting around the house when you could have been out having fun, you know, or you could have been taking trips and vacations and living your life. And instead, you had to deal with this person peeking in your damn window every damn night. What's she doing? And I think women go through this more than men. These are facts. Women go through that more than men. Usually women are not stalkers like that, not long-term stalkers. Now you got your exceptions. You do. You got your exceptions. I think it's some people that are actually attracted to stalkers. I said, hell, call my ex then if that's what you like. Call my ex then, baby. If that's what you like, somebody to stalk you, then call my ex. He'd be perfect for you. For real. Some people like all that crazy. That ain't no real life. That ain't no real family. There's no way. There's no way you can have a real life with somebody that's in that frame of mind. I remember my ex did everything to seal the deal. Everything to seal the deal for me to quit messing with him. I'm at the club just trying to let my hair down. Man, I work hard every single day to support his children that he refused to support. And I was trying to have some fun at a club. And the next thing I knew, here was his friend stalking me for him at the club. I was young. I was in my 20s. And his friend was at the club. I'm not telling her to go home. And was a young woman in my 20s. This man tried to take all of my youth. He wanted it all. He didn't want me to have no kind of life at all, which was why he was trying to get me pregnant every year. Oh, I'm going to have my life. I'm just telling you what I know. I don't care what it is by any means necessary. When somebody tries to take something away from me, I'm going to want it even harder. That's just all it is to it. Okay? Whatever I got to do, and y'all women better not do that. Don't sit around and waste your 20s on these on your crazy ex. I wouldn't do it. Well, hell, I kind of did do it. Out of fear of something that's not actually there. And my ex is a very good practitioner, boy. He can possess people. My ex does is a really, really hard drug. And, you know, sometimes drugs can open up gateways and doorways and people that you don't want to be opened. Some of these drugs that they take out there, people can do all kind of stuff while they under the influence. You know, a lot of people always think about other stuff, the stealing and killing and stuff that people can do while they're under the influence of a certain type of drug. But let me tell you something. Some people are capable of doing all kinds of stuff when they on them kind of hard drugs like that. For years and years, I kept trying to figure out who in the hell was possessing my family until I realized who it was. I was like, whoa, it was him. All those years placing folks under possession. So you wonder, well, how can somebody do that? Are they the devil? No, they may have the powers of the devil, though. Okay? You never know. It's extremely devastating for me. It led to loneliness. It led to health problems because your hormones be off balance. They don't care. You be half sick, half dead. They still want you. If you a corpse, they'll desecrate your corpse. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, G Nico. Thank you. You said that he coming to your job and sitting out in front of your house? Good Lord. They want you scared. Don't let it scare you. Shake, shake, shake it off. I swear you can laugh it off. Put on a good song or show that makes you happy and snuggle your pets and loved ones sage. Yeah. I know when I broke up with my ex, he told me, he said, ain't nobody gonna want you because you got them kids. I said, them are your kids. Ain't nobody gonna want them kids. I said, this man is crazy. See, back then, I didn't realize what he was capable of spiritually. Now I do. Now we in a war, and it's been 17 years. I'm at war with my other ex, too, it seems like. It's not that they want you back. Sometimes your ex just don't want you to move on. It ain't got nothing to do with whether or not they want you back. They just don't want nobody else to have you. Okay? And see, that's when you gotta see somebody, because I've talked to many, many women, especially. I've talked to a couple of men who have had a lot of, bad luck in love since they left their ex. And it's typically a hex. A lot of people don't realize how many people use witchcraft. A lot of people don't realize that. Anytime you see the devil, the magician, the high priestess, or the high priest, and then sometimes even that temperance card, anytime you see those cards show up in a reading, you got a bad attachment to an ex. Because everybody got their own set of spirits. Now, for me, I'll tell my spirits, we got to let this person go. It's over. I don't want them no more. So my spirits ain't holding on to nobody. My spirits done moved on, and that's one of the reasons why they dumped you in the first place, because they felt like you wasn't worth nothing. Okay? My grandma, she still communicates with me, and I had the weirdest dream about my grandma the other night. She was asking about somebody, and it wasn't that she didn't approve of them, but she just wanted to ask me about them and say, you know, well, what's going on with this person? But, you know, I don't have that intent in mind when it comes to any of my exes. Somebody on Facebook shared a meme about a week ago. I meant to unfriend that person because I don't want to be even Facebook friends with somebody like that. But it was some hex jars, and I don't know why this person did that. That's why I didn't unfriend them. But it was a picture of some hex jars, and that person, you know, on the hex jars, it said all of my exes live in hexes. And I'm thinking, that ain't right. You know, unless your ex is doing something to bother you, I don't think that it's necessary for you to just hex all of your exes. That's just not very nice. But guys, witchcraft, it is what it is a lot of times. And see, a lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just sit back and hope for the best. A lot of times you can't get that stuff off of you unless you use witchcraft. Okay? You can't, you just can't do it. And y'all can tell too, because when I first got to Georgia and I lost my car, I didn't have a car for like 2 years because folks didn't want me to be able to get around. I still ain't went and did a lot of sightseeing yet. I still ain't had the opportunity to do that. And you know, as these people do this to me, my hatred for them grows. It ain't gonna never change. It ain't gonna one day blossom into love or, oh, I realized that, you know, after 20 years that no, it ain't gonna never advance to that. It's just gonna be what it is, which is my hatred for you because you know, manipulated my life for so long and, you know, tried to screw me over. Tried to mess up every relationship with every man in my life, including my father. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous, y'all. And you know what I use? Y'all know that now I'm doing daily reversals. I'm doing daily reversals. Daily. Daily reversals, daily cleanses, and daily protection. Every single day. I don't skip no day. I got my 7-day candle, and I got some bigger jars that I'm doing it every single day. And then sometimes you got to even work on your current lover every day. Every day. And it does have something to do with that, with biblical origin, because, you know, when Lilith left Adam, Adam did not ever let Lilith go, even though Adam had Eve. I think this was the beginning of rape culture. Seriously. Hold up. Okay, so Lilith didn't want you. And because Lilith don't want you, you decided to stalk her and terrorize her children to this day. is the story of Lilith. And it's just really sad. It really is. Because it's almost like, okay, you have a woman there, Eve. Eve is ready and willing, but you want the one that's going to give you a fight. Make any of that make sense to me? So this is the reason why I will always believe that religion is evil, even though I'm not talking about Jesus, because a lot of people, when they see, that's kind of how they got us all too, was they kind of changed the story and they said, well, it's all about Jesus. Okay, that's fine, but what about all the rest of the covenants and the rest of the things that you are agreeing with when you when you are a religious person? And I think it robs both men and women of a life. And it's not about love, it's about control. So the story of Lilith and Adam was the very first, I guess, documented story. Well, not the very first, because, there's other, mythical, or I don't believe that they're mythical. I believe that they existed. But there's other stories of other gods and goddesses and the stuff that they went through. But I think that this, in my opinion, is ridiculous. And I say fight it with a smile on your face is what I say, dude. Don't even get worried. Like what the person was saying in the chat. Don't even get worried. The Bible say don't do it, so they in a mind of turmoil, deeper hole, they dig in themselves. I believe my car wreck was because his crafts he did against me. It's a possibility. It's the Israelite mommy. It is a possibility. Okay. Naomi said, nope, not me. I'm good at leaving when I need to. Girl, I left that man years ago and I felt nothing but stomped as soon as I left him. As soon as I left him, folks got to acting weird. In fact, it was so weird because my mother begged me to leave this man for years. She begged me to leave him. And as soon as I left him and moved on, my mother actually told me to get back with him. I said, this is ridiculous. So some of your exes have the power to possess your family members, and some of y'all that got something generational going, that's what it takes advantage of. Because I couldn't believe that my mama was speaking for him, my own mother. And you kind of wonder, where does that come from? What is going on? Like I said, they not the devil. They just got the powers of the devil. And they can do stuff like that to you. Okay. And it will mess with your health. I know that for me, I'm a Cancer. Cancers are very sexual people. I looked up one day and I said, wait a minute. I said, something ain't right. I said, oh, that's what's wrong. I said, I'm missing sex from my life. And I swear to y'all, and I've been thinking about sending this lady some money. Next time I get some extra money, I'm gonna call her and send her some money. But she warned me about it years ago. I just remember being terrorized by my ex, and they be like, "What you think I'm gonna get back with you? You think I'm gonna get back with you after you terrorized me for all those years?" I remember I had moved out of my house and moved into it was a really pretty apartment. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. And I was laying there asleep one night or about to go to sleep. I can't really remember. This was over 10 years ago. And as soon as my ex found out where I lived, there was gunshots right up underneath my window. And it didn't make me want to go back to him. It didn't make me want to be with him. It made me want to go and get a big old black man to get with him, to beat his butt. But it didn't never make me want to get back with him, because it's some stuff that you just don't say. He messed up with me when he told me I'm never going to take care of those children. He was talking about his own children. I don't care how mad you were. I don't care. You don't tell me that you're going to abandon your own children and expect for me to want you back. That's something that I just can't respect. And it was very heartbreaking for me at the time because, I went from being a hardworking single mom to being a hardworking single mom dealing with this man stalking me. Because if you're not doing anything to help your children, then you're still, if a man ain't doing nothing to help you with those children, then you still a single mom. You just got another baby in the house with you waiting to be babied and coddled. And I learned the hard way. I did. Ever since then, the evil, spiteful words that he said to me, it is haunting. And then when I think about the years and the years of the struggle of him creating struggle in my life, stalking me at work. While I'm at work, this man sitting in my car waiting on me to get up. Y'all, I went out to my car one day. This man was in my car. And I'm not kidding with you. This man was in my car, sitting in the back of my car, talking about drive. I want to see my kids. I couldn't believe it. And y'all, and this ain't no joke. It's almost like a movie. It's so weird. I don't understand why these men think you gonna take them back, or why somebody think you gonna take them back after they done did some crap like that. You won your court case. Well, that's good. I have never been to court with him or anything like that because we were never married or anything like that. And, so I'm just, because he did want to marry me. I'm so glad I didn't marry that fool. It would have been much worse if I had married him. It would have been much worse. He sure was trying. He sure did give me an engagement. He ain't never forgave me because I took that engagement ring and I sold it to a pawn shop. Just didn't love him. Sometimes I can feel him still trying to do spiritual work on me. When you can feel that pull on your heart, I can sometimes still feel that. And see, that's why I do so many cleanses, because I'm not gonna, the thing of it is that if you love somebody, you love them. But when you sitting up here trying to terrorize somebody and do harm to somebody, that is horrible. Okay, people should not do stuff like that. So what I do is I do cleanses, cord cuttings. I have to consistently do it because I'm in social media. And when you're in social media, your exes and O's, they still can have access to you. And so it makes it more difficult. But, my spirits waited 10 plus years before we came out in social media. And they was like, we can't hold back no longer. We done gave this person plenty of time to get it together. So that's too bad. So you just going to have to watch me getting married. You're going to have to watch me having fun with somebody else. You just going to have to do it. Stop watching then. There was a guy in social media. He's stupid. He don't know. But he just recently had fell under possession of my ex. And I do give people a warning. I do. I give my other men a warning that my ex is crazy. When somebody say the person is crazy, that don't always mean that crazy like what a lot of people think. Sometimes it's that person's spiritual capabilities that's crazy. But see, my spirits have been acting a fool. Y'all understand what I'm saying? They've been acting a fool because they want to keep me sane. They want to keep me right. Okay? They do. And then, they don't care. They don't seem to care. His mother ended up having health problems and stuff. And it's like, my God, why don't you just move on? You creating all this devastation in everybody's life because you don't want to let go. I hope he's watching right now, and I hope that he lets go. Okay, of the situation. Anybody that's stuck on their ex like that, let them go. Just let them go. Leave them alone. Good Lord. It's just as sad, and especially when they try to use the kids. Well, it was because of the kids why I dumped you. Why? Because you was always drunk and high around my babies. That's why. You didn't even want to be there. You had me, and when you had me, you couldn't even be there. You was all off somewhere else in La La Land. Don't nobody want no man or woman that's mentally detached. Now, some people can be emotionally detached, which is one thing, but for somebody to be mentally detached, I don't want nobody detached at all. I want them to be completely tapped in. Mm-mm. You got to use those reversals. First of all, the hardest part is going to be removing the hex. And they're going to know that you removed that hex. A lot of people know because weird stuff start happening in their life. And see, a lot of people just want things to be easy. So they like to use your energy and take your energy from you. And your energy got to go towards your family and yourself and your life. Okay? And then after that, you got to do them cleanses because sometimes people don't never let go. And I'm gonna tell you something. When after your ex done told you for 20 years that she don't want you no more or whatever, your feelings are of no consequence. I hate to tell some of y'all that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your feelings. Your ex don't have to care about your feelings. Your feelings don't mean anything anymore. You gotta protect yourself. I know that with a few of my exes, I was absolutely miserable when I was with them. And they did everything in their power to make me miserable. And see, I'm not a misery type of person. I like happiness. I like fun. I don't want to sit around this man was obsessed with keeping me in the house. He was obsessed with it. He just wanted me to be in the house. And his mama was the type of woman that was always in the house. She was always in the house. Well, hell, her husband, which was his father, could take care of her financially. She didn't ever have to work, though. So, and it don't make no sense. It really doesn't. It's senseless. Just like crimes that happen, they're senseless. Y'all, I swear to y'all, I thank my spirits every single day because they kept me safe from a lot of that stuff. Because what my spirits are saying to me right now was he could have killed you. He could have. He could have killed me a couple of different times. And he would if he felt he could get away with it. Okay, he would try. And you gotta think to yourself, what in the hell would possess somebody to be that way? It's got to be something demonic or some kind of demonic frequency. And what's sad about it is that if that person is worth any damn thing, there's a person out there perfect for them. Now, sometimes toxic people can run into other toxic people, which is what he did with one of his exes. And something ended up happening to my daughter. Um, My daughters are survivors through and through, you know. But when you think about it, there's always a way out. You know, a man does not have the right to keep you in chains if you don't want to be there. They just don't, you know. And, this is where a lot of the deities and the spirits and spirit guides and angels will assist you in that because some things just were not meant to be. Okay, everybody has a different path, and when somebody tries to throw boulders in front of your path and it's some kind of way to stop you, your spirits, which come from your inner strength, that's you that's navigating your life, and they don't have the right to navigate you like you some damn puppet. That really irritates me when people think they got the right of some kind of ownership. And it's been 20 years since me and you done broke up, and I don't ever think about you except every now and then when I'm reminded of the stuff that you've been doing. Okay. I do healings, and I work with Yemiya and Archangel Raphael. Now I know that they say there's a lot of people that say that you can't work with the archangels if you're working with the Orishas. I think I heard somebody say that. I'm not real sure, but I do. I do healings and cleanses on myself all the time. You gotta eat properly too, especially when you got one of them psychic vampire exes. You gotta eat properly. You ever have something happen and the thing that happened reminded you of your ex? And it just seemed like it just follows you everywhere, all around where you go. It just follows you. It's so devastating. It really is. And he's really angry. He's very angry that I had a child with someone else. He's very angry about that. Even though he don't say nothing, he's really angry about that. Because before I blocked his phone number, he called me trying to talk that crazy stuff, talking about, oh, you too old to have kids now, ain't you? It's like, no, I ain't too old. I'm only 40, 41. That ain't old. What are you talking about? See, he's 10 years older than me. So, this is somebody that I felt like I was a life source. I was a source of energy. And that really angers me. When somebody wants to steal your life force, I can't stand that. Get your own life force, buddy. Go get your own. So, yeah, it can be devastating, but you can work through it. You really can. You just have to have patience. And I'm going to tell you something. When you got a stalker ex, don't it seem like the current men that you date, and they just act weird and crazy? They do. They act weird and crazy. This is a spiritual occurrence and a spiritual manifestation of your ex's spirits trying to keep you in a certain situation because they trying to hold out with some kind of hope that you're going to come back to them. And after 10 or 20 years, I'm not going to ever come back. In fact, if you still trying that same crap, I'm going to do some work on you. I'm going to definitely, I do work on people that do stuff like that. I'm not going to sit up there and allow somebody to control me. That's why they don't like witches. Because but they'll go to witches, but if you go to a witch to free yourself of that stuff, then they don't really like witches. They be like, oh, that witchcraft. Well, you shouldn't have did what you was doing. Leave me alone. So that's how I do it. And um, it's hard, it's difficult, especially if you have young children. I know that when my children were really young, I was alone for years and years. And I just wasn't gonna be with him. I wasn't. I said, and I even put some kind of hex on myself because I said those words, and it kept me alone for many, many years. And they'll try to use the children, like I said, as a means of keeping you alone, which is stupid. So, because that just adds to the struggle. When you have children, you want a man in your life that has some kind of means. You want a happy family. So you're supposed to be miserable the rest of your life because you had children with this fool? Take your life back. Take it back. And all the life that they took from you, take it back. Do not let them take your life from you. Do not let them take your happiness from you. Do not let them take your sex from you. Because I was thinking about this earlier. If I don't have sex in like 2 days, I become very unbalanced. You do. If we ain't supposed to be all that celibacy, so we ain't supposed to be doing that. That's for the birds. You ain't supposed to be doing that. Your body is meant to have sex. And that's why I was talking about, sexuality. I wish that I had some paint and stuff because I would paint a picture of what my sexuality is and how it's like this huge energy force that's like trying to break out of this cage and break out of these chains of and then especially when you got an ex that didn't satisfy you sexually in bed, boy, bye. Them be the main ones trying to knock you up, the ones that don't know how to satisfy you sexually in bed, and it ain't no sexual connection. So y'all got to watch out for them. Even, somebody had asked on Facebook, what if you was with somebody that didn't want to have sex? I wouldn't be with that person. I wouldn't be with that person. So this is the reason why they go around and they shame you for having sex, which is ridiculous. I don't get that. That's disgusting. I don't even see how women even fell for that mess. I just don't see how they did it. And that don't mean that you got to be a floozy. That don't mean you got to go out there and be a floozy, even though there's some women that will do it. And that's their business because they don't want to sit up here and just let their ex take everything from them. I'm not going to sit up here and let you mess my body up because I can tell you that I was celibate for years and it will mess your body up being celibate. It'll mess up your mind. I'm telling you, when I have sex every day, it's something magical that happens. It aligns you. Okay, it helps your energy to be in alignment. So I don't believe in that crap. Y'all know I don't. And they was over here thumbs down and the other day. I don't care. I'm going to tell you the truth. And what's sad is that men think that we're different from them, and we're not. We're not. We're all human. Okay, I'm a woman. You're a man. I need sex just as much as you do. Probably, if not more. And people get mad and people get mad about that. Well, too bad. Stop trying to oppress female sexuality so much the way that you do it. That's not normal. That's why y'all think folks be running around here dying of heart disease and stuff. Lack of sex. That's why. Lack of sex. Nobody's supposed to go no 20 years without no sex, and people start going crazy, start going off into psychoses and stuff. No, thank you, buddy. There's plenty of men around, they'll like for you to believe it. Ain't nobody out there, ain't no men out there. No, don't let them make y'all believe that. The ones that ain't no good are usually the ones that are trying to holler at you, but you just got to weed through those and, work your way through those that ain't worth nothing. But it's somebody out there for everybody. Okay? And it don't matter what folks think of the person that you're dealing with. It really honestly don't matter as long as you know what that person is about. And as long as you have a good understanding of that person. So I don't believe in that. A lot of men don't like that. They really don't. Because, they so obsessed with their exes. And you know what, they so obsessed with their exes, and this is how you can tell they don't really care about the children, because what they will do is they will speak negative things into the children's lives too. It's like, why are you trying to speak all this negative stuff into your own kid's life? Almost like they waiting on something negative to happen, or either they trying to facilitate some kind of negative thing happening, to your children as a result of you leaving the relationship. Yeah, it is. So anyway, y'all, I've got to go. I'm glad that I was able to have this discussion with y'all. Don't sit around for 10 or 15 years because your ex got you in chains, because what I can imagine is some of these men, boy, they done went and had voodoo dolls made of you, and they got the damn thing chained up with padlocks on it. I'm serious about that. And just because somebody has like a physical doll of you doesn't mean that the energy and the power has to affect you. You have to know how to do witchcraft, or either go to a spiritualist that knows how to get you out of that stuff. And sometimes it will result. If a person is put in their mind that they gonna die without you, then that's just what's gonna happen to them. Because I've had them say to them, I'm gonna die without you. Well, what's wrong with you? You ain't human. Why you gonna die without me? Anyway, y'all, I will see y'all later. Chained by the feet. Yes, they will do it. And it's such a lie. It's such a lie. It really is. Come here, baby. How my baby doing? You just so cute. You just so sweet, little baby. Anyway, y'all. I'll see y'all later, okay? Have a good evening. Yeah. And you know what, Israelite mommy? I bet you've been having issues. For some reason, it seemed like the men that come into your life, they be acting all weird and funny. And see, that's the result of that black magic. And you got to recognize it. Y'all got to recognize black magic when it is playing out in your life. I'm going to give y'all a movie to watch. What's that Amityville Horror, the one that came out was it 2005 when it came out? I think so. Yeah. It came out in 2005, and they actually kind of featured it in that movie, but not really, because the woman they had moved to Amityville, to the Amityville house with, her children that she had in a previous relationship. And give me a paper towel. Yeah, that's clean. Give me a paper towel, baby. She done spit up. And y'all notice how in the movie, he was acting weird and strange because that house was filled with demons and black magic. And she didn't kill him. She just took him away from the house. I think that same thing happened in all of the Amityvilles. Yeah, I think the same thing. But this one was really good because, this man was really acting a fool. And she took him away from that house, and then he was fine. He was back to normal after that. But see, it's the same thing as black magic playing out somebody else's little sick, twisted game, to create tragedy in your life. And it just ain't right. Ain't that right, baby? She's looking at me like, what you talking about, grandma? I'll see y'all later.